in time. Hello everyone, and welcome to the library where you can discover your next adventure. I am the author, of course, and tonight we join the USS Gungnir, the Spear of the Shackleton, to play Star Trek Adventures, a tabletop RPG by our friends at Modifius. Every week we continue our wild and wonderful adventures on the frontier of the Federation. And today we're going to do the most frontier-y thing of all. We're going to be building houses. Which I've actually been stressing about a lot this week, because I wanted the building of a colony to kind of be a big project and something to work towards and finagle out. So hopefully we get that feeling.
If you give me a Doom pizza, I will complete it.
Yes, there are Doom pizzas.
Oh, multiple. Have fun.
Yes. Well, yeah, because you have two colonies. You have two colonies to build.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
And also, medical nonsense.
Yep, and part of the reason why I even lean into the Doom pizzas is specifically because you have Miracle Worker, and why the heck not? Like, it's kind of a thing of throw projectiles at your monk. You know, you're specialized in this one niche thing, and it's your really cool thing, so I'm going to throw it at you to make you feel awesome and justify your taking that ability.
There you go.
Yeah, which is honestly a good philosophy, because I want you guys to feel awesome. And not like, oh no, he has extended task. I don't like extended task, so I'm never gonna give extended task ever. Yarg.
Yeah,
I got into a heated discussion in Fleet General about a week ago about how extended task and how we should use them more often. And someone's like, well, I don't use them because they're confusing and they bog the story down. I'm like, that's the point. It's supposed to bog the story down. It's supposed to take time.
Who said we should use them more often? I'm gonna smack them.
I think Author was the one who said they should use them more often.
No, I said that we should use them like a little more often, and this other GM like never uses them and bans them from their game.
Oh goodness.
And I'm just like, you're like crippling at least 30% of SDA's mechanics there. And as I always point out, combat is just a specialized extended task. If you can understand combat, you can understand an extended task.
There's just not a visible Doom pizza on the screen. You just keep firing until they explode.
Yeah, and yeah, breaches and breakthroughs. Yeah, you just have to hit or exceed the number of breaches to make their ship no work. Alright, and enough waffling about. Let's set course for adventure. All right. All right. As we were. And I don't know why I have to do that every time. I have to like reset my browser, or else it cuts off the bottom of the roll table.
Oh, we can't have that.
No, 'cause I need to see what's going on down there.
We're not going to get into any nonsense. Don't worry about it.
All right, all set up now. Last as we left off, the Gungnir had discovered a treasure trove of information and hang around on a planetoid that appeared to be a chunk of a planet that was blasted off 1.75 million years ago by an ancient alien race that was doing research on protomatter and the fine structure of the universe. And then after the explosion, they set up another study on top of it to study the protomatter creatures that came about after this explosion. After all of that was done, the Gungnir and the SS Plymouth make way to Sector Beta 5, Subsector Z14 to set up a colony. Streamerbot, why you know? And chat's being merciful.
Z14.
Yep, you're already there. It's been a week's travel getting there. During that week, we get an update from the Zeleth and Toth situation. The Zeleth reports are following a frigate out of the system from a very particular vector along L12. Along L12, heading about this vector, and the Zeleth is falling behind at extreme range and trying not to draw attention and just report in. The Falkland, on the other hand, and circles around and is checking out a couple other planets. This planet, the star inside does show signs of a planetary system, but the nebula is too dangerous to venture in without careful preparation. So it is unknown if there's anything viable in there. But this system that the Falkland's at right now does show promise. And the Falkland is circling back towards the Jati homeworld to do some relief missions and offer aid to the Law Synthesis, is the subset on their planet that was heavily prejudiced against. That's not how you say that word. And also of note, coming from the Federation News Network, the Orion clans and back in Federation space are in intense negotiation with the Syndicate. And there's been reports of an attempted kidnapping of Commander Jaiju of Clan Denethor. And it is unknown if this is related or a random act of we're going to be kidnapping people in Starfleet shuttles. But Commander Jaiju is a known commander from Nuringer Station.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Would you like to know more?
Sure. What's going on?
Hey, Fox is here.
It's live.
Fox is alive.
But he's very quiet.
He's
Well,
so quiet, he's not even speaking.
He's muted. Oh no, has it stolen his voice?
That'd be very unlike Fox.
We've actually if Fox to shut up for once. I'm kidding. Don't hurt me. Okay. I guess we'll circle back to Fox once it gets his mic situated. And in other news, is along the route you seem to pass through a diffuse ion on cloud, and you get St. Elmo's fire air streaming along the halls as you're at warp. And it is kind of a cool effect. People seem to enjoy watching out the windows and watching the flames lick up the sides of the hall.
But it's benign, right?
Oh, absolutely benign. It's more of just it's more just a social thing. Like, oh, that's cool.
Ooh, pretty.
Ooh, pretty. It's an ooh, pretty thing. Meanwhile,
It's not trying to kill us. Great.
For once, something's not trying to kill us. I'm trying to find more events like that. Because there's a lot of events on the random table, like, and that's a whole scene, that's a whole scene, that's a whole episode. Oh, when that happens. But, if you want, you can capitalize on this St. Elmo's fire and create an advantage of a calming presence. Sort of set up, hey, we're actually going to set up specialized viewing stations for the St. Elmo's fire and open up some of the exterior ports.
It's a great idea. We'll pass out THC gummies and, make a day of it.
Yeah, exactly. Control Command if 1.
Leadership focus?
Yes.
Yay.
There it is. So I'm assuming this trait is going to be, like chill atmosphere or calm presence. Yeah, something like that. As you set up to capitalize on this fortuitous event and let people enjoy the spectacle. And with that, Doctor, you have a couple patients that are involved in a very dangerous virus that you thought long gone.
Oh, yes. Well, until I can determine... Well, I'm going to ask you this question. How involved was I in the virus on the Ishlepius?
What was your rank at the time?
I was probably a assistant doctor, nurse, something like that.
And rank within Starfleet? Lieutenant, ensign. Actually, you would
probably closer to lieutenant.
Yeah, you would come out of the academy as a lieutenant. So, and Asclepius was a frigate. So yeah, you would. You wouldn't be the chief medical officer, but you would definitely be like one of the like top 3 or 4 or doctors on there. So you were very involved in the project. Your captain gave the order, and despite your protest and your chief medical officer's protest, you agreed with the captain.
Okay, so I'm going to see, from what I can remember, if I can detect the virus before it's in the symptom stage, or even in the contagious phase, if that's possible. But symptom stage, definitely.
Okay. So based on that, and the other thing, he's in medicine. It's a very finicky virus, and it was a while ago. And you did not, you specifically did not leave much records. So this is going to be a heck of a roll. Reason medicine, diff 5, complication 2, assisted by computers medicine. Most of that is just because of how finicky the virus is, but some of it is just, it was a long time ago, and no official records are kept of this.
3 threat.
Alright.
And I am taking my focus in virology.
And Fox is here, so I'm going to gain 2 more.
That's not a decent roll.
Oh no.
Bold medicine to reroll the complication.
Okay. That's better. Hope the ship crits. You have a little more than a broom closet, but not much. Atrom, can you roll the ship for us?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll just pull up ship's character sheet. Where are you playing in here?
Dice. Fidget with dice.
Ah, there's the Gungnir. Okay, and what was the ship rolling?
Computers medicine.
Okay, cool. Computers. Uh-oh. Computers, medicine.
Focus, yes.
Boop.
And 1 dice.
Oh.
Oh my
Good job,
goodness, the
Gungnir.
computer helps. Despite your lack of memory and your trepidation of even accepting that this is what you think it is you manage to you manage to get the information and you requested. I am going to share this with you. I will leave it up to you if you want to share this with the rest of the class. And should be a handout out for you. You name the S3E15 virus, You should see it under notes, bulletins, and announcements. Check and see this.
Okay. See if I'm gonna engage a plan through the doctors to start scanning the colonists for the virus, whether they've been infected or not.
Okay, so you're gonna rescan everyone, and looking specifically for this virus.
Yes, I would like to.
That is going to take a while because you have 2,000 people to go through, but control medicine difficulty 4, complication 3. If you allow the guests to come aboard, if you allow the colonists to come aboard the Gungnir and you can scan them in the medical bay, you can use sensors. There's medicine.
Does that increase the quarantine risk though?
It would.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If we would let the colonists come for the Gungnir, we risk contamination.
Is it possible to set up like we just beam them directly to the medical bay inside a chamber, scan them, and then beam them back?
Well, actually, wait. As long as we're careful, it might not.
Go on.
I'm going to clear a path from I guess the transporters, because we're not going to be using shuttles too much. That would be
especially if this is during travel at warp, or you could do this in orbit of the planet, and then you won't have the warp vector to deal with.
If we do this in orbit of the planet, which I mean would make sense. Those who aren't infected with the virus, we can send down to the planet to start establishing the colony.
Okay.
That way, remove them from the susceptible population.
Yep.
So what Sinclair is going to do is I'm going to clear a path from all the transporter rooms to sickbay, as entirely clear it. Force fields and everything if Fox will allow me. And engage the checks.
Also, just basically make like a force field tunnel from the transporter pads to the sickbay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, anyway, aren't you still on the Plymouth?
This is like the week travel from the last game to now.
That didn't answer the question. That just said week travel. Didn't say if they were on the Gungnir again.
Considering that the Gungnir assisted me with the information check,
yeah,
I believe I am on the Gungnir.
I figured, or like in that week time, you can travel back and forth
I'm
between
not
the
security.
ships.
I'm intelligence. I have no say in this.
Yeah.
I'll contact the chief of security.
Zogar?
Zogar.
Man, Ross isn't here.
Aw, alright.
Dr. Sinclair to the chief of security.
Her. Yes.
I would like to request a force field tunnel quarantine procedure from all the transporter bays on this deck to sickbay.
I'm gonna spin 2 threat. You do realize that's half the deck you're asking for.
There is a highly lethal virus on board the SS Plymouth. If we do not get it cured, there may not be any survivors.
If it's a lethal virus, then why are we bringing them on board?
Ross is back.
We're bringing them on board because the ship's medical scanners are much more efficient than any medical tricorder I could take to the Plymouth or the technology on the Plymouth to begin with. But if you are opposed to me bringing them on board to assist in the process, I can head over to the Plymouth with a medical team. Do it there.
I'm going to need a presence medicine enroll. Difficulty. What's Zogar's medical score?
Probably a 1.
Someone check that for me.
His medical score is a 1.
Oh boy.
Oh, right. I'm gonna...
His chief of security well.
Yep. He does chief of security well. Presence medicine, difficulty 3, complication 4, because he might not understand the technical details of what you're asking him. And he could misunderstand and what you're asking for.
Persuasion as a focus and 3 threat.
Alright.
You're asking a Gorn security officer to do what?
I'm asking him to set up a force field tunnel for quarantine procedures so that way we can bring possibly infected, possibly civilians, possibly infected with a lethal virus on board so we can ensure whether or not they are.
I'm really glad this isn't my job anymore.
So you're asking him to do surgery or something.
Oh goodness.
Bold to reroll that complication.
Darn it! Yes!
Oh no, it's up again.
Oh no!
You don't have any momentum?
We have 1 momentum. Does that stand?
Yes, it will
Okay,
stand.
momentum.
Because I don't think we can squash the complication with 1 momentum.
We
need.
can't.
You
we need
cannot.
2.
Alright. So, he agrees, but he's so paranoid about the lethality of this virus, it's going to increase the complication range of any medical check you do for this task. Just because he's going to have all sorts of procedures and scans, and then he's going to have 3 different checkpoints between the transporter room and sick bay and back again, and he's getting all into this.
Dang it, Sodar.
As long as the civilians do not interact with the checkpoints and they're behind the force field, that is acceptable.
Oh no, the whole point of the checkpoint is to strip search them and make sure they're not carrying contraband and weapons, and also to make sure that they're not infectious with everything else, and do background checks and the whole shebang. This is a full TSA level security checkpoint.
We
We're
have
just gonna rub him down with that gel stuff from Enterprise.
Yep.
the decon room.
But he'll do it in a very sexy way.
The giant 8-foot tall lizard man.
Hey, don't kink
Oh,
shame me.
For a Gorn.
Don't they lay eggs?
They do.
Inside of you.
So he'll allow that to happen. You can use the ship's computers, but that's gonna up your complication range. So control medicine, diff 4, comp 4.
I'll
By
do
ship's
that.
computers, sensors. Sensors medicine.
Kit, there's an advantage for being in the sick bay, correct? Or is that
There-
the ship's sick?
That is your or medical staff. That is an advantage. And also, with your advanced sensor or suite, you're not in combat, so you can get an advantage on, or you can reduce the difficulty.
I will reduce the difficulty and the complication with the medical staff. So diff 3, comp 3.
Diff 3, comp 3.
And I will give you 1 threat.
Oh, doesn't the chill bonus advantage help too?
You could apply that. I will let that bring down the comp. Because as everyone's kind of chilled, because pretty lights kind of put them in a good mood.
Pretty
Yeah,
space
yeah.
fire.
Pretty space fire. We are not gonna die.
The comp with bold.
And then ship sensors medicine.
Oh, hang on. Let me bring that up here.
Hang on, I got it open already.
Okay.
Yeah. You can take it after this. This is probably faster. You said science med.
Sensors medicine.
Oh, and we have advanced sensors too.
That's what brought the diff down.
Yep. All right, and boop. Yes, Gungnir.
All
Oh,
right, well done.
now I'm scared of
Ship's
what's
on
what she's
fire today. Hey.
literally say Elmo's fire.
Well, yes.
All right, so 4, 5, 6 on a diff 3, so you gain 3 momentum. Okie day.
Let's see, the Gungnir is always on fire.
So, it appears there's that after going through everyone, and you find only a dozen or so actual people out of the 2,000 and that are infected. Only one of them is showing symptoms. Of all the people who are infected, there are various forms of psionic, Vulcans, Betazoids, Deltan, and one human with psionics. But the most advanced person is Alaline Tanis, 14-year-old half human, half Beta Ed person who is traveling with her human mother, and there's no father on board. But at this stage, she is getting the memory problems and the obsessive thoughts.
What exactly are they infected with?
A virus that has definitely not been encountered before by Dr. Sinclair.
Tumor threat
Above board, it's very aggressive Alzheimer's.
very aggressive and contagious Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And we're bringing this aboard the ship. What?
We were bringing the whole people on board to scan everyone to see how far the infection had spread already. That's
Luckily,
why
it was
we
only
had the quarantine tunnels.
Yeah, luckily it was only 12 people you found, and you found the patient 0, it appears.
And you said they're all psionic? The ones who are infected?
Yes, all psionic to some degree.
Is that
That's
in
good.
line with a disease? Looking at Dr. Sinclair? Is that normal?
According to the thing that I sent the GM, and the GM sent me. Yes, that is normal.
Okay, so if you're psionic, you're more susceptible.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Sinclair will contact after confirming the non-infected groups. Sinclair, I believe we're in orbit of the planet, correct?
Yeah,
I don't think that was what
this
we
kind of took place over the whole week.
Sinclair will authorize the colonizing of the planet to go ahead, as she did stop it for quarantine.
Okay. Colonizing of the planet can go ahead.
Well, what are we doing with the infected?
You have 12 people who are positive. If at least one person is showing infection. Let me check the rest. 3 people are showing symptoms.
Sinclair will be dealing with that as the session goes on. I just didn't want to slow everything else down for the medical stuff.
All right. Backing up a little bit. Fox, there's some intelligence stuff for you.
Okay.
Yeah, might be of interest. One on a Toth vessel has left from Sector L2 and is moving vaguely this direction. The Zealith is would like to be is asking if you want them to pursue.
Where did it go?
All right, from L2, and it's moving this way.
So it's moving. Yeah, pursue that.
Okay.
It's moving in areas where we don't want them going.
And
Between the pirate base, Jeddah, and Narendra, vaguely in that direction. No, we need to know where that's going.
All sorts of not fun things.
Yeah.
And control security, diff 3, assisted by communication security. And I will update our intelligence report.
Doing it through the intelligence pad.
Yep.
So bring
diff
down
2.
the diff. You can go ahead and take a threat. And I don't believe I have a focus that applies for this. The closest would be espionage, but that's too much of a stretch. This really isn't quite that.
Not yet. Espionage comes later.
Yeah.
Or
So onwards and
intelligence research.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
And I got it.
And the ship. Get some momentum on that board. I'm scared this ship. I'm waiting for the ship to flub terribly when you need it most.
It'll flub during the actual medical stuff.
If only it was that simple. All right. Don't quite have this in game yet, but I'll message to you in Discord. This one, this first point was spotted by Chet free traders in the area, and they shared this information with operatives.
It's been a fun report to read.
It's not.
Everything.
It's really not. More explodium out in the universe.
Yeah, and the second one, you totally have confirmation that those two things are linked. Were you here for the discussion of the Orion clan moot? Okay.
was. I got in during that.
What's Fox digging into specifically?
Not taking anything right now.
Just reading your reports.
Yeah, just reading reports and
Reading
hearing...
reports, sending the Zealoth after a ship that should not be going to Narendra Ward.
Yep, and just hearing what the universe has to say. Are there any of these that you want to follow up on? Oh, and for that vector, it is from... Forward along T14. So here's T14, and it was going up or down this way. Yeah, right on one. That's lovely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm following up on the Overth.
Okay, one momentum, I can give you more information.
Yep, take it.
Oh, the secret spy stuff. Oberth. Okay, there's that information.
Oh, that's
great.
That's not disconcerting at all.
No, not at all.
Mm.
Perfectly normal.
How bad are we talking?
The chat has spotted an Overth moving forward along T15 weekly.
Forward along what grid?
T14.
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 Right.
Oh goodness, zoom again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
And Overth.
It's north of where we are now.
And it was heading forward, so it's
Moving-
heading north from that place.
Oh,
But the chat
so,
have
like
but the chat has
the
said that
direction of the Thoth Institute.
yes, it's praising that.
Hmm.
And the chat have said that they've noticed this ship a couple of times along that corridor over the past few weeks.
Sounds like we need to replicate a bunch of mines.
Self-replicating lines, anyone?
There you go.
You certainly could. And the chat were incredibly eager to share its report, and they were so happy.
This isn't entirely our space, so setting up mines is not great.
No, it is
Nobody
not.
needs to know they're our minds.
It's a training
All right.
exercise.
Training exercise. How to deal with a minefield? Go!
You didn't see
Yeah.
the sign?
This is why I don't share everything with you guys.
Anyways,
Oh, come now. That's just us having some fun as players.
Yes.
Sorrel.
Yes, voice in the sky.
During the last week, you finalized your proposal for the Cosmozoan and Research Institute of Technology, a free-floating station set up in the Shackleton to study the Cosmozoan and spaceborne life forms that appear to frequent this region of space. Who did you have in mind for the research lead? Is this going to be a civilian institute or Starfleet led?
Civilian Institute.
Okay. That is getting started right now, and you spent most of the week basically just finalizing that set up. It is a civilian and institute, so lots of professors. Sonak of the Vulcan Academy of Science. I'll make that note. Obviously a relevant PhD.
Yes. His PhD is in astrophysics.
Astrobiology?
Ooh, that's even better. Yes. I thought he would do astrophysics and then what's the xenobiology, but yeah.
He could do
If
both.
there's astrobiology, then yeah.
I mean, he's a Vulcan, and he definitely has time to do both degrees.
Oh yeah, they can go back to school a lot.
All right. So Sonak of the Vulcan Academy of Sciences is leading up the institute. It is built. It has a couple of neat things set up around it to help it with its research.
Sorrel and Sonak grew up together, and in fact, Sonak was a bit of the inspiration for Sorrel's son's name.
Oh, really? That's interesting. It is incredibly logical that you would share that name.
Where's the institute being built?
I put it over here, but you can propose moving it elsewhere. But I just wanted to put it in the middle of space, but close to New Interest, so you guys can run up and take care of it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it wasn't in hostile territory.
No, it's near. It's within rescue range.
Yep. So that's being set up. We could do the shark autopsy a little later, but let's actually get to the planet. Okay. So, here's a planetary map. And we are basically playing Settlers of Catan. Each fun times. I made this I made this entire thing up this
Got any
week.
sheep?
All right.
Oh,
Ready for two wood.
That's a big map.
That is a
Yep.
big map.
So each one of these hexes has a different feature. Just look closely, you can kind of get the idea of these are mountain ranges. These are deserts. Green ones are forests. Dark green ones are dense forests. Blue ones most likely water, I think. And which one? I hope so. All right. And you have to decide where on this map to set your two colonies. Each colony must have within one hex of it a hex for food, a hex for power, a hex for water, a hex for minerals, and a hex for vistas or pretty sights. Would also help in making the colony more viable.
Which
it's
abandoned in?
Where's the desert?
All right. Each one. So you have to propose where you want this, and that will affect how long of an extended task it is. If you get the site perfectly set up, it is just a work track of 3, but it's going to extend and 1 for each additional infrastructure you can make, because you can set up colonies in the middle of nowhere and just artificially make a power plant, a water air supply, and a food supply. But that is, for each one of those you have to do, that's one additional day you have to spend setting this thing up.
And the colony ship only has so many resources to build with.
Yep. And you also have you're not exactly on a timetable, but the longer you take, the more antsy the colonists might get.
The information we're working off of, is that from our own scan, a recent scan the colonists done?
That
Old scan.
that scan is a week old. Oh, from the
Okay.
Falkland.
Yeah.
Which
So, volcano.
So it's fairly reliable, we would expect.
yeah. I mean, you can do your own scan if you want, but
That'll
it
take
shouldn't be too much different.
Here's a question I have. Do the two colonies we're setting up, do they want to be near each other for like trade, or do they kind of want to just be doing their own things separate away from each other?
That is a good question, because on top of the obvious material needs, there are hidden factors that the colonies want.
Oh boy.
So you're gonna have to negotiate with them and figure out what situation they want.
Bring out the Diplodoof.
Are
And,
there
you know,
any
make it happen.
indigenous species here? Intelligent? Sentient?
That is a good question. Would you like to do a scan?
Well, if we don't know, yes.
According to the sensor scans, it doesn't show anything, but the Falkland didn't do like a detailed planetary scan. They just kind of like flew through the system and swept everything at once. Which is why you got the amount of detail you got.
We always need to double check, given that we found multiple intelligent species in this system already, in the sector already.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to confirm that.
Reason Science difficulty 1, assisted by Sensor Science.
You get that one, Mr. Sorrell?
Working on it, trying to get my sheet up here.
Advanced sensors reduce that? Difficulty?
Yes, it would. Div 0, so this is just momentum dump.
It's fine. I'm
Momentum
still gonna give you a threat.
Alright.
Just add it up. Where did you go? Ah, there you are. Alright, reason. Science. All those things. There we go. And here we go.
Massive momentum dump.
Oh.
Alright.
Has the ship rolled a 2 every time?
You know, now that you mention it, it has.
We're in
I'm
trouble.
scared. We're in trouble.
Oh, we're using it all up.
We're gonna have a problem.
So,
Are we just in
setting
the
up the
game now?
colonies or fighting aggressive Alzheimer's? Which is going to fail first?
Oh boy. Why not both?
Yeah.
All right.
Los dos.
You scan the planet and surface. As you can see, there's not a lot of water, but there's definitely a good amount. This big patch here is salt water, so we'd have to desalinate it. The smaller patches are fresh water, including this guy here.
So the
It
sea is
is-
salt water, and then the smaller ones are fresh.
Smaller ones are fresh.
Do they
You
have-
see,
Sorry,
there's a
I'll let you
large
finish.
mountain range here. The red dots are volcanoes that are mostly active. They're not like actively spewing lava all the time, but they're definitely rumbling. But that would be a good place to get minerals, because it churns up minerals from the mantle and brings it up to the surface. There are some larger flora and fauna, trees and such, and there's some larger fauna of like deer, bear size, but mostly herbivore pack animals, a couple of apex creatures, but you're not seeing a population over 10,000 on the entire surface. So fairly spread out and easy to deal with.
But nothing intelligent, sentient.
Not even close.
Okay.
Nothing more intelligent than a bear or a dog.
Evidence of previous civilizations?
I can't answer that for a science question.
Is that okay,
Yes.
Mr. Science Officer?
Yep.
No signs of previous habitation. At this point, you can spend momentum to ask more questions, or you can just straight up create advantages of certain planetary features you find during the scan.
Okay.
I'm thinking like planetary features in Stellaris, like, hey, this planet has a crystal waterfall that brings in extra people, or this planet has extensive caverns for mining.
As long as we don't get the hallucinogenic plants, we'll be fine.
Yep.
So we want near resources, but away from dangerous things. We need to find out how close they need to be to each other, or how far away they prefer to be from each other.
And we also need to find out if there are particular resources that the colonies are interested in that they want to be closer to.
Right? How about weather patterns? Anything good, bad there?
I can answer that from momentum.
Please.
It appears that the western side of the map kind of has a more temperate zone. You get a lot of rain storms coming up here over the mountains, and you do get a lot of rain coming in here, but then it swoops up the mountain and dries out, and this is all high plains. And so, very, very arid grasslands and stuff.
Okay. No signs of hurricanes, tornadoes, anything like that on the regular?
Since you mention it, draw shape. You do get. Where would you get tornadoes? You would get tornadoes in this area here in the summer season.
Okay.
But the sea is too small to support hurricanes.
Oh, that's good. Oh, how is what's the tectonics like?
Also a good question.
Yeah.
Because earthquakes are a thing that happen. Well, not earthquakes, planet quake, I guess technically.
Planet
but-
quake. You do have some tectonic activity. Aside from this big mountain range here, which it appears to be a hotspot volcano, the rest of these volcanoes in the northern and half kind of fall along a fault line. And Then there's another fault line here-ish. The major earthquake activity. Oops. Trying. Major earthquake activity. Let's make this. Would be. Right about there. So building in the 2 hazard zones would require 1 extra day of building just to weatherproof their builds.
Okay, well, let's
Don't help
let's
me if
set up
there's
a
things they want in the hazard zones, author.
let's set up a meet with the leaders of the colonists and see what their requirements are, and we'll kind of go from there.
One more thing. Sorrel, as you're doing a deep scan of the planet,
Oh
you
boy.
find
Kaiju.
Oh, no.
Godzilla.
nope,
Oh, no.
right about near a faint Tetrion signal coming from a large area, a couple dozen square kilometers of this peninsula here.
Is Tetrion radiation naturally occurring?
No, it comes when you're messing around with subspace.
Oh boy.
Damn it, I like that peninsula too.
Right? That's so picturesque.
So what else do I so I'm detecting an unusual Tetrion reading in this continent. Can we localize it? Can I get any additional information to that?
Absolutely. 4 momentums.
I will spend them.
It doesn't appear to have any other power source. You're not detecting in any signs of a fusion or matter-antimatter reactor that could generate the Tetrion. As if someone was like powering a warp coil, or a subspace radio. So whatever it is unpowered somehow, or powered by means you are not familiar with, which is always concerning.
Very concerning. Is the captain available via communicator?
Yeah,
Right
you can speak
here.
to each other.
Sorrel to Captain Rost.
Looking over his shoulder. What?
You're on the bridge, Sorrel.
Yeah, this is a planetary scan, and you didn't send an away team yet.
This is what I get for showing up 40 minutes late to the game. Anyway, Sorrel looks up after deeply studying the scan, seeming somewhat startled. Yes, Captain Rost. I'm getting some unusual Tetrion readings in a particular part of the continent. Suggests some kind of unusual power source.
Strange energies, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we need to definitely check that out. Strange power sources tend to be the bane of our existence.
Indeed.
All right, do you want to put together an away team and take a
Yes,
look?
sir. I recommend. Let's see. Is Mr. Fox available for an away team, or are you too busy doing intelligence stuff?
I've already gone through my intelligence reports.
You're perfect.
We handled that while you weren't here.
It's fine.
Excellent, Mr. Fox, Mr. Atrom, and Dr. Sinclair.
Okay.
Please
I
report
figure
to
we'll
the,
probably it'll probably take the entire away mission for Rost and maybe the Diplodoof to hash stuff out.
and we'll also bring Zogar.
Excellent.
Please report to Transporter Room 1 for immediate egress.
Very well. As that is happening, Ross, you wanted to let's actually get the crew on. Let's actually get the crew on the board.
They're all still in Plymouth, right?
Yep. And Zogar. And then Rost and the Jolar Possum. So Jolar Possum wanted to speak to our esteemed guest. Did you want to talk to them?
Okay.
Yep, that's the diplomat guy.
Okay.
Did you want to talk to them together or in separate rooms?
No, we'll start off together. See
Okay.
what the dynamic is.
This is what happens when we refer to him solely as Diplodoof. Nobody knows his name.
I knew his name.
It's a car Justinian.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
no, the Diplodoof, not the
I gave him
not
a name.
the mayor. But good job remembering.
All right, so we have Mayor Justinian for the Civi group, and then Guide Ghetto for the Aurelian. All right, they meet up. So it appears that we found a viable planet. Not as green as I would expect, but it'll make do. It's good to get your hands dirty, right?
Who's he saying this to?
Mayor or Issachar is saying this to Rost.
Oh, to Rost, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose Rost?
Yeah, he just said might have lost internet.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're getting hit with a big storm in Texas. I was a little
Yeah.
worried about towards the end of the session tonight. I might get knocked off.
I mean, he had tornado sirens already going off where he's at, so
I'm
Okay,
further
so-
south.
All right, so momentum goes away. I'll guess we will go to that away mission then. All right. Any special gear you're bringing?
Okay, well, I'm bringing gyro since we're going to be doing probably some sensor stuff.
Yep.
But no
You're-
indication that there's any violence, so I won't be bringing the bow.
Yep, and you're in no particular hurry. I don't think.
I'm actually going to start moving away from using the hammer all the time, so I'm not bringing it.
Okay. Atrom. Any gear you're bringing?
Transport enhancers as always, because we have the pocket ones now.
Okay. That will be an opportunity. That's not quite any standard gear. You have to go out of your way and replicate those, but sure. Transport enhancers.
Transport enhancers, standard engineering kit, and I mean, other than that, everything else he carries on him. So he's got his phaser, he's got his mech-leth.
Where's my gyro token?
I know.
Auxiliary craft.
That seems like a weird place. Yeah, I guess so. All right. All right, and with that, we transport down to the surface. Are you gonna go to the edge of this signal or straight to the center? Because it is diffused.
Edge, I guess, and work our way to the center.
All right. You make your way into the edge, and you appear in a temperate, lush grassland. Slight breeze.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm on my phone.
All right.
Oof. There's a slight breeze. He's blowing. And yeah, it's just a nice, lush world. Oh, the signal seems to be coming over a hill.
Well, this is lovely. What are we detecting in terms of the Tetrion field?
I can answer that for momentum.
Okay.
The Tetrion field is directional, kind of all over the patch that you found. It is faint and persistent, but you are not detecting any signs of mechanisms or artificial structures.
I'm sorry. What kind of structures are we detecting?
You're not detecting artificial structures. It's still natural.
This is a naturally occurring field?
Mm-hmm.
You just told us that they don't occur naturally.
I know. Weird, ain't it?
All right.
Hmm.
There's got to be something at the center of this.
Did I miss anything?
Just the fact that it's a naturally occurring, unnaturally occurring radiation.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's normal.
Well, I suggest we continue to track to the center until we figure something else out.
Yep.
You find the kaiju.
As you're tracking through
So
the field,
I will ride the kaiju.
as you're tracking through the field, the fauna the flora goes from lush green grass to more and more blues and greens, and then the plant life gets replaced by fungal life.
Okay. Are the Tetrion readings increasing?
Yes, they are. The more the Tetrion readings increase, the more the mushroom growth, the more denser the mushroom growth gets.
Well,
Doctor, we're not in any danger here from this increased tetrion radiation, are we?
Razix will want some calculations.
Reason medicine div 2.
Take the threat.
Chat's like concerned Last of Us as noises.
Don't listen to chat. Chat doesn't know what he's talking about. He's got his head in the horror genre too much. Fine.
Right.
We just found it. We just found an entrance to my mycelial network.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wait a sec. We've
Funny
got
enough,
mushrooms
Razix,
with weird subspace radiation.
Razix, guess what you find?
What do I find?
What does Razix find?
Show the players. You find P. Stellavittori mushroom bloom.
Oh no.
What's wrong with that?
Isn't that the mycelial network stuff, right?
Yes. it
Yarp.
is.
So, brief me
Ha!
on the.
I was right.
Brief me on the.
I had the same suspicion.
I'm gonna reveal this to all players, because all players would have access to this. P. Stellavittori is a mushroom known to grow across the galaxy in small patches on a vast diversity of worlds. They're known to have a subspace quality and appear here to have mycelia that burrow into an interdimensional realm within subspace.
Oh, this is the discovery stuff.
Yarp.
Alright.
And you discovered a natural bloom of it. And this is everything that is in the Wikipedia article.
This is
Does this Wikipedia article need updating?
P. Stellavittori is found and across the universe, but it is less significant because the panspermia theory that Dr. Stamets was going for was disproven, and the records of the displacement and spore drive is deemed a failed experiment. They tried it twice, and both ships blew the heck up.
When they
Redacted.
When they say classified, would high enough officers have access to it? Like when we scan this, is it gonna go all Omega on us and lock the
no, it's not
tricorder?
gonna go Omega. It's just it gives us exactly what we see in that handout, and nothing more.
Okay.
And
But
there-
the more classified bits have been redacted as is normal. So
that would
only
be,
maybe Sorrel, definitely Rost and Fox would have access to it being unlocked.
Yeah. Would is there a standard Starfleet MO when encountering the spores?
like an SOP.
Yeah, standard operating procedures. You're with the ship,
Like,
so you
do we cordon the area off? Do we leave it alone?
that's a good question. No, this is reason, command, or science. Difficulty 3, and comp that. Here's command. Complication 3 because of the redactions.
Is that a Rost roll or a Sorrel roll?
That's probably
either-
Sorrel.
Probably Sorrel. Oh, you'll be busy with the negotiations at this point.
All right. Here we go. Some command. pick a threat.
It's too much on the board, but okay.
Is this a...
Wants to re-roll.
I do. Would computers work as a focus?
Not really. I was looking more for like Starfleet protocols or SOP, hazard material.
Nope. All right, no app focus. Here we go. Rerolling the complication. 8.
And 1 momentum.
I have questions.
Standard operating procedures is pretty much not to bother it unless it shows signs of like interfering with subspace travel or is threatening a biosphere. And Fox, your intelligence instinct kicks in.
This is a nightmare.
Would you like to know more, Fox?
Yes, I would.
All right. Sorrel, anything else you want to find out since we have that float?
I would like to know if, or what was the nature of the failure that led to the explosion of the 2 ships, and whether or not I find that explanation plausible.
The explanation given for the failure of the 2 ships was as inviolability of successfully navigating in the mycelial plane. This is also basically a cheap version of transwarp, so you're jumping out of our dimension and you're jumping in at another location, and navigating in that was considered hazardous, and if you mess it up you could appear inside of a star or fly yourself through a planet.
Similar to what species 8472 goes through?
Similar idea, but a different plane.
Okay. Well, doesn't seem like this is anything other than a curiosity.
Assuming there's not a way to inadvertently activate this and teleport a large chunk of the planet.
Well, if it's naturally occurring, I think that we would have seen evidence that had.
Well,
no, it doesn't do something
with outside interaction.
Yeah, without outside interaction, it doesn't do anything like that.
Yeah. So as long as we leave it alone.
Fox, reason security.
Intelligence pad to bring that diff down.
Yep.
Field agent trait to fire off as well.
You are in the field, so diff 1.
Yeah. And I'm assuming intelligence research would apply.
Yes.
You can have a threat.
Just 1?
Just 1.
Alright. So, unfortunately, you find out, this goes deeper. It appears that the spore drive was involved in a whole bunch of intelligence and stuff back in the day. Oh, no, not that one.
I don't think a casualty report is going to help me any.
There we go. You should be able to see that. No one else should. until you decide to share it. It will be private to you.
Yeah, I'm going to take Sorrel away from the others for a minute.
Do you wish to share this whole report with Sorrel? I can do that.
I am going to hand him the pad and say nothing else.
Sorrel, you're going to get access to this report as well. Sharing now, updating permissions. Show to players. Sorrel, you should be able to see that on screen. The classified report. And Sorrel went away. Darn it!
Always when we're having fun secret time. Suffice to say, I know everything.
Yeah, you pretty much know all the spoils from Discovery Season 1 and 2. There are some bits that are unclear, and it's not like it was classified, it was just never recorded. And then down at the bottom, there's a bunch of conjecture.
Oh, for intelligence, this is an Omega.
Almost.
At bad.
Not bad.
Actually, I guess.
Like keeping everything secret for what happened is an Omega for intelligence.
Yeah,
I
basically,
it won't flash the Omega, but it is still an Omega level directive.
Yeah, basically above board, or Fox now has 2 new directives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah, I suppose randomly getting teleported to the mirror universe and also hundreds of years into the future would probably be considered a bad thing.
Yeah, especially since the official report doesn't mention the mirror universe. The official report was just like, they just disappeared for 6 months. And then they randomly came back. Who knows what happened?
That would be the slightly unreliable part.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, between that and the 2 explosions and the redacted.
Oh, good, Sorrel, you got an intelligence report. That
On screen you should
so far.
On screen you should be able to see the classified report of the spore drive. Fox is handing this information to you directly, so you have access to everything on screen.
Anything about it? Just handed you the intelligence pad.
Okay, I'm reading it.
Yeah, and the reason for the discrepancy is because Dr. Paul Stamets and his colleague publicly publish their papers on P. Stellavatori and displacement drive, and then they were picked up by Starfleet. So there's like a historical record of these 2 ships existing, this drive being used, and all that stuff. So they can't fully wipe it from the history book like they could with Omega. So there's a public side, and then there's some bits that intelligence has removed from the record in hopes that the mistake's not done again, and also to cover up some unethical actions that happened during the Discovery program. And I explain in the doc, this is kind of the same idea of, well, high school student knows the basics of how nuclear energy works, but they don't know the specific details of how to make a nuclear bomb. It's kind of that level of discrepancy. You understand the basics, but the specifics are classified for national security reasons.
Wait, so if the theoretical paper is declassified, and the existence of a spore drive is declassified, and the existence of these mushrooms is declassified, what's to stop
Bad
somebody
things.
from stumbling upon the spores and being like, huh, I have an idea, and they pick up where Discovery.
That's where Fox
trying to
comes in.
rebuild Discovery.
That's where I come in, and if you start trying to do that, I will have to destroy it.
No. I'm not
memory.
gonna. Atrom isn't gonna touch this stuff. I'm pretty sure the Klingons have some bad juju with the spore drive. In this, I'm more worried about the colonists we're setting up.
Yeah,
on the
it's
planet.
why as soon as Sorrel hands the pad back to me, I'm sending off the information to intelligence.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorrel, what are your thoughts? I know I'm like info dumping a lot here.
We need to determine if this is an artificial or natural phenomenon, depending on the outcome of that investigation. Mr. Fox, please follow protocol.
Very well. And at that, I will hold off because we don't know if it's natural yet.
Okay.
As a medical officer, can I scan? Is there any effects of P. Stellavigatory on the biological system of many of the colonists?
No, that's not reason. This is insight. Insight medicine, difficulty 3.
I will give you a threat.
And 1 momentum generated. It's not suitable for eating, and in order to cause a spore jump displacement thing, you need specialized equipment, which is classified. So as long as they don't try building that equipment, there is also the risk of certain species of cosmozoan being attracted to the mushroom blooms. But that's tangential to there. That's tangential.
Razix will turn to Commander Sorrel and say, "Sir, I understand you were setting up a Cosmozoan Research Institute. The P. Stellavigatory may be useful in attracting them."
Yes, Dr. Sonak is going to head that institute. Is there any indication that the Cosmozoans may feed off these fungi, or some way have some kind of interaction with them?
For momentum, I can clarify.
Okay.
I'll spend the momentum.
In theory, actually, it's not even in theory. It is known that at the stellar tardigrade, it uses the spores as a source of energy and also as a means of faster than light travel. The tardigrades appear.
We know the Cosmozoans are capable of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is a specific species of Cosmozoans. And it's their spaceborne, 2-meter or tall tardigrade creatures that feed on and navigate using the spores.
Got you. So the tardigrades are classified as Cosmozoans.
Yeah. Yeah, they're spaceborne, they're vacuum proof, and they do travel among the stars. It is unknown on whether other creatures may or may not use a similar method. If one creature uses it, you can get evolutionary branches off that, or you can get convergent evolution using the same means. So that would be a field of interest. All right, Fox, you were told to find out whether or not this place was artificial or man-made.
Yeah, you just said the same thing twice.
Artificial or natural? Shh. Hush.
Yeah, I'm assuming there are procedures to determine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna get about doing that. Not discussing anything with anybody else about what he's actually doing.
Okay. Sorrel, since you do have the information, you do have authority to disseminate that information to who your crew has needed. Is there anyone else that needs to know this?
I guess I'm going to inform the captain.
Okay. I will give permission to that document to the captain momentarily. And let's up that complication because you are in a jungle world. Control science difficulty 4, complication 2 to survey the area and determine the origin of this bloom.
Joy. Science of 1.
Got
Oh boy.
If it helps, investigative techniques would work.
I don't have that.
Oh, who am I thinking of? Someone had that. Maybe it was another game.
Probably. But I'm just gonna have field agent fire and drop the difficulty by 1.
All right, diff 3. You do have a couple guys here who can help.
Yeah.
I can assist.
Yeah. Sorrel would know what to do as well. So there's that. Already have the procedure, so I don't think my special power would really do much more.
It would not.
Yeah.
Captain, you should see a class 5 report with big red text on top.
Okay.
I'm gonna take 3 momentum.
All right.
And go. Maybe.
Pretty please.
Make sure I have the complication rage increased.
At least one. Oh no!
Oh no!
I'm good at that, even.
Let's use
Watch
my
that.
determination. Others talk, I do.
You are definitely
And
doing
we
something
roll
right
those
now.
3.
I'll take it.
And we'll quash Sorrel's comp.
1 generated and 1. All right. So you're walking along. This is a wide area, that you're sweeping for, and you're trying to set up growth patterns. See if this is like too regimented or too repeating of a pattern to be natural. You're walking along, and you discover. You're walking along. A thing.
I don't like that that there's a thing. What is this thing?
Thing?
Thing.
Is it just a hand that's running around on its own? Please tell me it's just a hand that's running around on its own.
Or
Nope.
is that a
That's
vampire?
not a hand. That's not a
Oh.
hand. That's a bad.
No. Oh,
It
no.
is- It is broken.
Oh, okay.
It is
That's
broken, very much inoperable, as there is large gouge marks in the side of it.
That's bad.
Okay, that's more bad.
Well, I'm going to check it to see what any information is still intact on it. Because that could give us a much better clue as to if this was always here.
1 momentum.
Take it.
4. the past week, this drone has been observing this grove and ensuring its proper growth and protecting it from hostile creatures. When it determines that the grove is ready for harvesting, it will send a signal back to its mothership in system.
So this thing has
system?
the fact that this thing has been observing it and ensuring its growth does not imply either way, but it's not good that these things have been monitoring this. He picks it up and shows Sorrel. It's been monitoring the fungal growth.
A perfect stinger!
We have further worries. There might be a larger ship in orbit, in system somewhere. Did he go away? Or did he forget he's muted?
And with that information and hanging in the air, we will take our 10-minute break.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, this... once we get back into it, Ross will be informed. There's Sorrel.
Hey, there he
And
is.
I am back. We're back. Everyone's back. So,
Yeah.
on top of that, at Discovery, pun intended.
Okay. Yay.
We
Always.
move. We move things back to the ship. Rost, you have a meeting.
Yes, with our colonists.
Mm-hmm. Your colonist leaders. Whom I don't have tokens for, but meeting them in the ready room.
Where is Diplodoof?
The conference room, yeah.
Ah. That's that guy. That's that guy. Alright. That's Mayor Issachar. And this is Guide Ghetto. The two Bajoran Iron Man are sitting across the table from you.
Thank you for coming, gentlemen. We have been surveying the planet looking for suitable colony sites. And wanted to talk to you about what needs and requirements that you have for the appropriate site.
Getting my notes in order. And all my screens. That there, and yeah. Ross asked the mayor, the guide, and the diplomatic officer. All right.
Yep. Diplodoof.
Diplodoof. Guy Gato says, yes, as part of our religiousness services here, we want something that has a good facing sunrise. So someplace where every morning we could be greeted by the glory of the star and her light.
I'm
So
writing
pretty
all
much
this down, by the way.
on your planet there, huh?
Well, if there's a giant mountain range to the east, that might be an issue.
So east of the mountains.
Okay. What about any other environmentally requirements, resource requirements? Is any of that a factor?
Mayor Ishikar says that show. Mayor Ishikar would like something next to the water, next to the sea. Because as he had a dream of having a fishing boat.
Now, there are to be 2 colony sites, is that correct?
Yes, there are.
Is there any reason for having 2 of them as opposed to just the one?
Do.
Well, it's a lot of threat.
The mayor wants to be distinct and separated from the site, from the Aurelian site.
What about inter-settlement trade? Is that a factor you want us to keep in mind?
That is a factor because Gaigeto would like inter-colony trade. Because as he has a smaller, as I have a smaller group of people, I want to be able to feed my people and also spread the good news of Aurelius is to these people should they wish to listen.
Author, this is a bubbleboard question, but
Yes.
what sort of transportation will the colonists have? Will they be walking on foot? Do they gonna have like prefab cars or transporters? Like how do they get around?
They can have prefab air flying vehicles. If you want to build a train network, that's possible, but that's going to be a whole lot more work. Because you're going to have to like lay down track act between the 2 colonies. But that would definitely facilitate in trade and stuff. Otherwise, setting up a transport network would also take one extra day each site. Because you have to set up not just like a transporter pad, you have to set up like a transporter hub on an entire building just to handle transport.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering if if inter-colony trade needs to be a thing, how close do they have to be to each other to facilitate inter-colony trade? But if they have prefab flyers, then that makes things a little less complicated.
A little less, but if you were to set up a mass transit network between the 2, that would facilitate trade more, but that would be more time on your part.
How many colonists are there again?
There is 1,800 civilian and 200 of the Aurelians.
Okay.
Let's see. What are traits and complications can I throw at you? Because I'm just spinning thread here. I guess also wants wants a nice large section for good fertile farmlands. That way, as part of their worship, they like to grow crops and stuff because that's taking energy from the sun and putting it into the ground and bringing it into our bodies. So that natural building of farm and stuff rather than replicated food.
Okay.
And as we're talking about farming,
They wanted. Sorry, I totally spaced writing that down. What was that they wanted?
I'm also writing them down on the tokens themselves. If you just hover over them, and I'm putting the
Oh, okay.
qualifications there.
I mean,
Because I have to keep track.
list.
Yeah. Mayor
Good for
Ichachar
the farming, of course.
wants mining operations. Because thinking about it, yeah, I need some mining stuff so that I can draw a long-term economy here and draw people here to work.
Did you bring mining stuff?
We'll do that later. But if you can set up the colony near a mining site, then and I could totally get a loan for mining material. Or if you Starfleet officers want to set up a mining operation for us, that would be very helpful.
What are Starfleet's requirements and limitations for setting up this colony besides just escorting it there? I mean, do they bring most of their stuff and we're just like, hey, here you go?
They brought most of their stuff, and the colony ship is basically designed to be dismantled and turned into their capital city. And your requirement is setting up food, water, power, and any defenses they need so that they can sustain themselves for 6 months or more. That is bare minimum Starfleet standards as for our colony.
Okay.
Everything else is gravy, but the bare minimums is food, water, power, and do not die in 6 months.
So we're gonna have to have 2 generators, 1 for each site.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a replicator
Unless you can
of
find
some sort.
Yep. 2 generators at each site, 2 replicants at each site. Unless, of course, you can find hexes nearby that could provide those for you. So if you can find like a good site where you can set up a wind farm or solar or geothermal power or a fusion plant, and that would satisfy that, rather than building it wholesale. So you use the land to your advantage instead of just strong arming it and building Phoenix in the middle of nowhere and expending a bunch of resources to make it habitable.
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
So the ship will be going to the main colony, and it'll be turned into whatever. But the other guys.
The other guys have limited prefab building significant for 500 people.
Okay. How many did you say there were again of them?
I can put that.
There's 1,800 and
1,800 main colonists and 200 Aurelians.
just 200. Okay.
All right, I think I'm done picking on you.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's enough. Any other questions you would like to ask, or anything else you want to say to these gentlemen before or we start planting flags?
I can't think of anything offhand. Oh, look at our diplomat. Any questions?
None that I can think of, Captain.
All right, gentlemen. We'll get back to you shortly with our recommendations.
Okay. And is at this point that Sorrel and Rost, you can communicate with each other and update each other on what you need.
Sending Ross the unclassified document, as well as the knowledge that there's a drone and a potential mothership in system. And this is a very bad field.
All right, well, that sounds like that needs to be our priority first. If there's a mothership still in the system, we need to find it and neutralize it somehow.
Now, I just want to assume that Sorrel has been saying this the entire time, but he's forgot he's muted.
Yep.
Ah!
You right there?
So, Captain, Fox, you relayed that directly to Ross, didn't you?
I was just saying what you were going to be doing. That's not on you.
Okay, well then, I do all those things.
You do all the things. All right.
Captain, we have a potential mothership in system. I'm sure it'll be fine.
When we detected the last one, it wasn't cloaked, it was just hidden behind something. Is that
That is correct.
reflection? Okay.
Yep.
I believe it was inside the cloud of a gas giant.
Oh, I haven't actually shown you the actual system.
No.
And I need to stop doing that for the default star system music.
That's all right. I like that music.
Yeah, it's kind of battle-y.
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but when the star system map comes up, we tend to be in battle
A lot.
a lot.
Yep.
Or we're going into a system where there might be battle.
All right.
Okay,
For
let's look at
one
this.
momentum, I can get you the active scans, because presumably the Gungnir has been doing this in the background. High momentum.
We're in orbit around the Class L, is that right?
Yes. So, and in theory, this information should match the preliminary report the Falkland sent you.
It does. But for
like
the
the
planet that
warning.
we're trying to colonize in particular, that's woefully out of date.
It's a week out of date, so.
What's the warning
Yeah.
on the
it's just
class
like, yeah.
G?
I don't know. Would you like to know more?
It's a puppy colony.
Oh no!
It's a colony of nothing but Ross.
Is that a Class G? Is that gas? 1.11 G. It doesn't sound gassy. But
It is not. I guess. Hold on. There's a. I had a thing for this. Stellar navigation. Fast G is geocrystalline, like Delta Vega. And if you double click the link, it should take you to the Starfleet definition. They are located in a biozone, own region of a star. Their surface is still crystallizing. The atmosphere contains contains carbon dioxide and other toxic gases. Galaxies cool over time to evolve into an N, O, or P world. If any, they are single-celled organisms.
Might be a good place to hide out if you're a mothership.
Yeah.
Okay. So, everyone gets to do a roll, and each roll will take 24 hours. If at the end of the roll, you can spend 2 momentum and to have that roll take 12 hours instead, and you can take another roll. Time is going to be a small factor here. So,
What
there's
kind of roll are we doing?
top of the list. Captain, what would you like to do for the next 24 hours?
I want to send out 3 probes to each of the planetoids in this system to look for the mothership.
That can be arranged. Control command.
We'll definitely find out if it's there one way or another.
When they shoot
Judging by
us?
what happened. No, it will self-destruct.
Oh, true.
I don't want to be shot.
Don't worry, Sorrel. We're on the planet.
We're on
far,
the
far
planet,
away.
I can still shoot you on the planet. It'll just be orbital bombardment at that point.
Excuse you, if there's any orbital bombardment happening, I want that to be on purpose from us.
We're not doing orbital bombardment.
I know.
Ross, are you making any attempt to obscure this or hide it from the colonists as they're being shipped down to the planet and moving about?
No, I won't obscure it, but I will give it a cover story of this is Starfleet standard protocol. We're investigating all the other bodies in the system to ensure their safety, etc., etc.
Okay.
No big deal. Nothing to say.
No big deal. No, but
Move along. Nothing to see here.
okay. So exactly your words. It's our standard Starfleet procedure.
Right. Investigating the other bodies to ensure their safety.
Okay.
All just a formality.
Kind of a lie there, but we'll skirt around it.
We're not lying. We're just, inserting details. We are doing this to ensure their safety.
You're lying by omission. All right.
We're telling our truth. Okay.
We're telling them what they need to know.
Hey, wait a sec.
Exactly. All right. Control command diff 4 complication 2.
Let's see. Can I use frontier development as a focus?
Absolutely.
Okay. And does our chill advantage still apply?
I will allow the chill advantage to take out the complication. Because as they're not on edge yet, the colonists are like, yeah, this is fine. We have a new planet, man. And did you see that at St. Elmo's fire? That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be worth it. So go ahead and take all the threat. Rerolling one with bold.
And then ship sensor signs. Oh, and the ship sensors would also bring down the diff, so it's diff 3. But
Go ship. I mean, come on.
Goodness.
all right, so 5, 6, 7 on diff 3. That's 4 momentum generated. And let me check other things.
If you catch that reference.
Oh, that's right. I didn't have stats. I just had a trait for it last time.
And we fired the probe at the class G?
At all the other bodies in the system.
Oh, we just okay. So instead of like torpedo spread, it was probe spread.
Probe
Right,
thread.
individual probes.
All right. Spending 2 to say. You do indeed find a mother airship hidden in the gas giant, or in the Class G. It is using the toxic atmosphere. It actually landed on the planet, and it's using the atmosphere to obscure it.
Does it react to the probe's appearance?
It does not. It does not seem to be aware of your probe's presence.
Okay. Interesting.
And this is a scale 4 or kind of boxy vessel that is pretty much just a mothership controller for all Toth drones in the system, and a subspace radio back to their home base. This would take your entire day. This will take 24 hours unless you want to spend 2 momentum to half that.
Yeah, I'll spend that.
All right, you managed to get that survey done in 12 hours. You can take another action today.
I'm going to do a quick conference call with Sorrel and Fox. In a try.
Okay. You can do that in between scenes. Fox and Sorrel, you are on the surface preparing to fungicide the heck out of this plague.
We've located the mothership. It's on the Class G planet, hiding in the atmosphere. It hasn't reacted to the probe and self-destructed yet. Any thoughts on how we can neutralize it safely and quickly?
Unfortunately, if we interact with it anyway, it will still self-destruct.
My first thought is to do some kind of subspace jamming and then hit it so it can't alert the Toth that it's been detected and self-destructed.
Probably be the best case scenario.
Any thoughts from Sorrel or Atron on that?
Atron is not here, and Sorrel just got back. So Sorrel has no idea what we're doing.
Oh, didn't even see that.
Shields up, fire phasers. Wait, what?
No.
All right, done. No, we found the probe on the mothership on the Class G, and I was soliciting opinions on how best to neutralize it.
Oh, I was right. Mothership. That's where the mothership was hiding out.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes, but the warning is
Very
that the
good
Toth
guess.
is atmosphere.
So you'd have to hold your breath.
Yes.
We're not gonna do that now.
My
Alright.
thought was to do some subspace jamming so it can't phone home and
Yeah,
hit it.
it seems reasonable. I'm down with that.
All right. I think we have a consensus on that.
All right. Would you like to do that with the other half of your day?
Yes, it would.
Control. Command. Difficulty is, what is the difficulty to jam and destroy these guys?
Yes, we're jamming. We're jamming. Jam
Not
it.
much. They have a pretty rudimentary script, so you could easily catch them and by surprise.
Okay.
So control. Swift task. Let's have fun with that. There we go. All right. Control security difficulty 4 complication mission 3 to pull off this mission of jamming them and firing torpedoes at them at the same time. Trying to coordinate that attack just enough so that way they get jammed, and before they realize they're air jammed, the torpedo hits them and making that at surgical strike before it can get any information out.
Okay. Is your away team still down on the surface, or did they come back yet?
I will be on the surface
it's-
for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, this is like over the course of 24 hours. So, Zogar could definitely be back unless you specifically need him, Fox and Sorrel.
I don't specifically need him. I'm gonna be doing this mostly by myself to ensure that it's done entirely.
Yeah,
to protocol.
Zogar can be back.
Okay. Groovy.
Yeah, I don't think we need him.
And this would be an activation for him.
Okay. We do that, and can we get anybody to assist on anything like that? Either engineering or science?
Do you guys need Atrom on the surface?
Yeah,
Not
Atrom,
definitely now.
you would be tied up on the surface and it's doing survey.
Right.
You'd be surveying other places. And working with the colonists to get their prefabs up.
Science could help. I'll let science help with control science.
I'll take it. All right.
So you want me to pull up Patterson? Is that what we're doing?
Or you could be
Yeah,
back,
we
right?
could use. Yeah,
Or-
and we can use Patterson
Oh.
as a
Or,
activation.
so the question is, are we leaving Sorrel on the surface, or are we moving back?
It's up to Sorrel where he wants to be, because Fox is going to be doing this basically by himself, because only you and him know the protocols, and he wants to ensure that as little people know as possible.
And this is taking place over like 24 hours, so you can help as you will. We're kind of in loose combat.
Okay.
We're
Loose combat.
in loose initiative rounds where we're taking like a day at a time.
Doesn't Sorrel already know the protocol that you're implementing?
Yes, the two of us plus Ross would know.
Okay,
That's it.
I got you. All right. Well, yeah. So but I entrust you to follow those protocols. So I'm
Mhm.
just gonna go back to the bridge and help out there.
He Fox would recommend that you beam him down the necessary supplies.
Well, I will do so.
A flamethrower and a sombrero.
No. Fungicide and plasma fire.
Fungicide and plasma fire for 24 hours.
Mhm.
Yep. For momentum, you can have those supplies beamed down.
All right, we'll spend it.
All right, and Zogar can roll. Sorel can assist with control all science, and the ship can help with weapon security. Let's go.
Zogar will give you 3 threat.
That comp 3?
That is comp 3, yes.
Okay.
Think of any way to bring it down.
How was Sorel helping?
Just technical assistance in jamming the drone's transmissions before we.
Oh, so sensor operations then.
Sensor operations or communication operations.
Okay.
Would our previous experience with the mothership help bring the complication down?
Do we have a trait? We know them motherships.
You do not have a trait of knowing their motherships unless an intelligence somehow got wind of them.
Well, Sorel, didn't you check out the remnants of the mothership and the drone from the last encounter?
We know a lot about their drones, but their mothership blew up. And
Where did we have that encounter? Was this the one on the?
This was the one on the base
they gave me the
planet.
Yeah, where they gave me the disease.
It was
The
the
space
mining
tetanus,
colony
yeah.
where they all
The mining colony where I got that weird disease that had to be
Space
cured.
tetanus.
Yeah,
Yep.
space set. That was not fun. Okay. I mean, I did do a pretty thorough investigation of their drone that was on that planet. I'm not sure how much I looked at the mothership though.
We didn't really get a good
That-
look at it before it went boom.
Yeah, you wouldn't have anything in specific. The closest thing I think is if Fox used his intelligence power to say, "Oh yeah, we totally have some more information," and some guy's mother's cousins and roommates from college totally saw one of these things being made.
I was thinking if we knew what the drones were about, we'd know what command frequencies they used, and then we could focus on that, and that would make it easier.
We wouldn't have anything that specific. We know the composition of them at best.
If you wanted it to pull some previous information, and Sorel could take his action to take a day to pore over the old data and see if you can find specific frequencies.
Okay.
And that would create an advantage, but that would be your role for the day.
That seems like a well spent day.
All right.
Okay.
Insight science. I'm gonna put this at difficulty 4. Assisted by computer science as you're poring over all data records. Because you were in the system, you did scan them a lot. Maybe the scans found something that you didn't initially intuit last time.
Computers is a focus.
Yes.
Insight is not a strength. All right, I'm gonna give you since I've looked at this before. Would testing a theory fire?
I would, yeah.
Let's look at that one. Then 4 threat to get to 5. Here we go. Jeez.
Oh.
Well, I'll re-roll one of those.
We lost our 2s on the Gungnir.
Succeed at cost. I'm 1 short.
I don't let you succeed at cost.
Mm.
If a TOS warship shows up in the next 24 hours, I'm blaming you guys.
You
We
can
have
use your
no
advantage.
Evidence that they have warships. They have science vessels.
Yeah, and Starfleet has science vessels. Looks
Only
at the
in-
Galaxy class.
Oh. Yeah, St. Elmo's fired chill advantage.
That's
too.
an exploration cruiser. That's entirely different.
Weapons and defense only.
All right. You have an advantage you can bring down on the difficulty, but not the complication because of your succeed at cost.
Okay.
You can make it easier, but there might be some loopholes that could still be exploited.
So it's still diff 3.
All right. Patrol security, diff 3, comp 3.
Patrol security, div 3 copy. Okay. Here goes other. Go ahead and take 3 threat.
I heard a whoop, and so I did my thing. There you go.
Bold security, gonna reroll that.
Yay.
And the ship.
Four,
5.
5.
2. Okay.
With that, jam their sensors, throw a torpedo spread at them, and destroy the mothership.
Nice shooting, Tex.
Off of all that, and Sorrel, that took 24 hours, unless you want to spend 2 momentum, and that would only take 12 hours, so you can do something else today. So, a swift task for your daily roll.
Okay. I guess I will spend it researching the available data on spore drives.
To what end? What are you looking for?
Well, I'm trying to understand the relationship between spore drives and the tardigrades, and how the myconoid plane is accessed by the tardigrade, or is bridged by the tardigrade with the spore drive, with the intent that hopefully understanding that relationship might give me some clue as to why the cosmozoans might be attracted to these outcroppings of Spirozoa.
Okay. That shall be reason science. Difficulty 3, complication 2, and you're just doing computer research, so computer science.
So then computers as my focus. I will give you 3 threat for 4. Yeah, good at that. Oh yeah,
There we go.
just all the things.
What would you like?
Oh, everything! I want to know everything.
The
6, 7,
the sound
8.
of fear in Arthur's voice.
That poor intelligence port is just laid bare before him.
Okay, so basically the tardigrades, because they ingest the spores of the mushrooms, they're able to activate the particles. They're able to activate the tetragon particles within the mushroom food, and they can actually travel to the mycelial plane and back. And they just have a biology and a mind that's able to make sense of their transit.
I think one thing I would like to get out of this, for Sorrel's personal knowledge, is that he either has high suspicion or a certainty that the spore drive worked. The official story is bunk.
For two threat, I will allow you to have that certainty.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Looking over the numbers and looking over the official record, you feel that a lot of information was redacted. That combined with the classified report that Fox has, yeah, this is viable. This is a viable thing to do. There is a critical step that is missing, and that would be the other thing. I think it was like the second part of that report of what Dr. Stamets did.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
used his altered.
The bit that we
Genetically-
cannot do because that is hella illegal.
Yeah, add the genetic modification, and without the genetic modification,
There's a doctor serving on DS9 that had that done to him. So,
yeah, still illegal.
Didn't his parents get arrested?
yeah, but it was just a few like a year and a half on the.
He didn't
I think it was
choose to have
bad.
that done to him.
I think it was just the dad, and I think it was like a year and a half on a penal colony. That was it.
Yeah, yeah, the dad
It's
turned
fine.
himself in. It's been a while since I've seen that episode, but yeah, the dad. But his
Oh, that's
dad.
right, he did. It was a whole thing because it's like the dad's like there's that whole fight where it's like we need a new plan. It's like why
Yeah.
don't? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was like maybe a year or two on a penal colony. That was it. That was all he was facing. So, you know. Hey,
So yeah, you have the knowledge of most definitely this is a viable form of transportation, not just for creatures but also for starships. Should you recreate the spore drive, the only technicalities in the way is genetic engineering and the tardigrade DNA that allows you to process the transit.
yeah. and
Also, Fox.
well,
Do
I
not
was gonna
forget
say,
about Fox.
Before we get to Fox, I mean, there's basic ethics and morality as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd have to
But morality is a
destroy
different issue.
I'd have to
Well,
destroy
yeah, that
any,
is true. I mean,
Any prototype.
A divorce from
any
morality.
schematic
This
that
is
you
totally
create.
viable.
yeah, and
but-
I'm not sure how
You know,
Sorrel feels about genetically altered creatures. I don't know if he buys into the whole Earther really version, because I mean that's Earth. That's an Earth-centric perspective.
It is very much an Earth.
rooted out of the eugenic ward. So I'm not sure Sorrel shares that particular.
I mean, Sorrel, there is a large cadre of scientists who, you know, totally just kind of go do whatever they want just up the road if you ever want to.
Not that, but
Don't
but
tell
again,
Sorrel to go rogue.
I'm not telling him to go rogue. I'm just saying if he did go rogue, he had
Are you-
options.
are you suggesting I join the Tripolity? Is that what you're saying?
No,
No,
the
no,
Fox.
The Toth.
Oh, the top. Oh, yeah, okay.
They'd give you the resources in a heartbeat.
Well,
All right.
I'll follow that away.
Not that you would ever do that, of
Of course
course.
not. Of course not.
Fox, Atram, or Sinclair? Who wants to go next on their day?
I'm just burning things, so it's the
You-
more important thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all take place at the same time. So you want to burn things now or later?
Doesn't matter to me.
I can go next.
All right.
Also, might need to duck out a little early just because I'm freaking tired. I felt like almost fell asleep on the way home today. So
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
no,
get
I'm
Atron
sorry.
Completely out of the way.
no,
All right.
no worries, no worries.
Why is there a purple box?
That's the
Earthquake zone, and the red box is
Fox
tornado zone.
tornadoes.
Didn't see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Long story very short. Place the colony pips where you want them to be.
So those guys need to be. Ooh, actually, hang on. We could do.
Because that's gonna affect
How
the.
far away do they consider separated? Like, would the other side of the sea work?
The other side of the sea would work.
Okay, because I'm thinking, like, here. Well, I mean, like, so, like, this area for the Aurelians, and then maybe down here or up here for the like the colonists.
The New Dawn.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah, the New Dawn, because the Aurelians want like a beautiful sunrise to the east. So if we put them along the shore here, you've got all of that ocean right there, where there's literally nothing in their way.
Okay. You should be able to move the city tokens now.
Okay. Cool. I just need to go actually look at the tiles and see which one qualifies. So, you said that they want a mining operation. Would that be the, like these brown tiles here?
The brown tiles would be mining operation. A volcano would be an exquisite mining operation.
Ah, okay. Well, there's no
But
volcanoes
most
on
of-
this side of the ocean, so...
Most of the volcanoes also fall on the fault line.
Yes. Okay, so...
I mean, there is this volcano in the middle of the ocean there. You could set up something along that inner bay next to that volcano.
I could, yeah. Is that too close to the mycelial thing, though? Or is that not going to be a problem after Fox torches
That's
it?
not going to be a problem after
problem-
Fox is done with it.
The problem with Peninsula, once I'm done, is that it will have to be terraformed. Because it's going to still be burnt.
Okay. So, main... Oh, yeah, down there's... How close do they have to be to have access to the mining operation?
Within a few hexes, unless you want to build transport hubs in both locations.
Okay, cool. So...
Oh, there's that one too.
Oh, yeah, there's that one. True. Okay, so... You said in order to qualify for putting a city there, you needed to have what tiles near it?
You need to have something for power, something for food, and something for water.
So I suppose geothermal counts as power, right?
It would. If you get close enough to the volcano, you can absolutely use geothermal.
Okay. And that would be a 2-for-1 because they'd be able to mine ore and also use the volcano to power their mining operations.
Yep, that is less work you have to do. Absolutely.
Okay, and they want to be near the sea.
I hope this is fun for everyone. I stressed about how to make this game, how to make this mini game work.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Captain was like right here-ish. Is that what are those tiles? The ones with dots on them.
I don't know, because the program I used. The wavy ones are sand dunes. This one is more high plains. I'm thinking.
So those are high plains. This is I'm assuming this is grassland. Like
That's grassland. Green is grassland. So tucked between the forest there.
So if we put them, say, like right in this area, is that close enough to the volcano for power?
One square back, yes.
Their eastern view, though.
Yeah, that's the thing, because there's mountains right here. So I want to get them in this area because that's just fields.
This is New Dawn we're setting, so it doesn't matter about the sun for them.
Oh, New Dawn? I was looking at Sun's Path, guys.
This New Dawn went towards where you were looking at.
Oh, yeah, I didn't move the token.
Oh,
that was
me. I grabbed the wrong one, I guess.
okay. So let's see.
They want to be by the sea.
Yeah, they do. They
And
want to be by the
complete-
sea. They want a good view to of the sun, which will be to the east, which I'm assuming is right on the map.
Yeah.
Is that correct, author? East is right.
The sea.
Author?
So that area,
Yes, it
area in
is.
particular is not great for the Aurelians.
But
Yeah.
it might work for the New Dawn people.
Yeah.
This is true. Okay. So what if the Aurelians, we think about... Oh, well, that's going to be terraformed.
The Aurelians, they wanted farmland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mining a... Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes.
not on his token. That's my... Wait, they both want mining operations. I'm confused.
Oh shoot! What the heck?
Oh, I just realized they're the same description. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I goofed. I
Now I
goofed.
see why I'm confused.
Yeah, this is where the disconnect happened.
Ah,
Okay.
there it is.
And this is
Yeah. Even on the character tokens, they're the same. They're the same description.
all right. Next to see. Good son. All right. I thought I copy paste them incorrectly. I guess not, because I'm a goof.
Nope.
All right.
How's everyone? Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about mining. We don't have to worry about
So
mining
which
for the
token am I
Aurelians.
looking at?
They could just go. They could potentially just go. The Aurelians could just go right here if we wanted to.
Where were you think? Oh, that arrow.
Yeah, they could just go
Yeah,
right
'cause they
here.
want-
We can give them power.
Fertile farming, room to grow, good sunrise. Yeah, like that. That right there. That's perfect.
And yeah, New Dawn is the one that we have to actually be a bit more particular about,
Right.
because they want mining and sea.
Yeah. So let's put them. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. Right there. Oh. Set.
Team.
On that. Oh, I see. Because it's going with the big grid squares, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to the big grid squares. There was no way in
So like
hell I
that.
could make a map with the little squares lined up with the squares.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, so-
that would have been redonkulous. And
Yeah. So that
Probably
little
wouldn't
guy
load-
right there with the trees on the shore. That's where I want the colony to be, and then like the farmland is around it.
okay, that works. All right, I'm gonna calculate how much BS you need to do. All right. So, next to see, check, and check. Okay. New Dawn, you only have 3 things to do unless you want to build a transporter hub between the 2 cities. Then that would be an extra wedge you have to fill.
Well, these are the guys who definitely want to trade. So
New Dawn aren't the ones that definitely wanted it.
that's some path.
Yeah,
Some path.
Yeah.
have to have that.
Sunpath definitely
Yeah.
wants to trade. So if you want to help Sunpath, you would have to build a transit hub in both cities.
New Dawn seemed indifferent to the notion.
Okay. Well, let's. I mean, a transport hub is just good to have on you, anyways. So let's give it to him.
Okay.
It makes
So,
the
4
transporter
wages.
hub also make it easier for us to beam in and out of the cities.
Exactly.
That's the supplies.
All right. So,
it
good
probably would have
sunrise
been
check.
standard anyway.
Intercolony trade. Okay, so that's going to bring you to 4 wedges. Good farmland around. Excellent. So, based on this random map and the random needs, Sunpath does not have any power source, so you're gonna have to build a power generation with it. So this could be 5 wedges for them.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 days. So 4 wedges for New Dawn, 5 wedges is for New Path, for Sun's Path.
Can I argue a hydroelectric power source?
Yeah, they're right next to the ocean.
Yeah, and there's highly likely, considering the size of the small grid squares, to be a river or two running from the lake north of them to the ocean.
Yeah, we could do dams.
Yeah,
we could
so
do like
potentially
wave
running, like-
power. We could do.
Like through
Absolutely.
these squares
Yeah.
here.
All right, so 17 and 5. It's the first time I tried making a settlers game in Star Trek Adventures. I think it worked. This
Yeah, it's
this
working
seems
well
fun.
so far.
This seems fun. Is this fun? This seems fun to me.
Yeah. So we're building towns. We'll upgrade them to cities later.
It does
Yep.
fun. It is fun. It allows us to think about the economic standpoint and what the cities require.
And it's 4 victory points.
All right, and this.
Unfortunately, we lose 5 for having to burn a peninsula.
We can terraform it later.
Oh yeah, because of the train. Okay. To represent the time, I'm for all that. That could take one whole day to survey, or you can spend 2 momentum and to say, okay, you figured all that out. That all makes sense.
You know what? I'll spend the momentum.
All right, you can get started at day 1. Which
Atrum
path
has
you're working?
Atrum has a reputation to uphold here.
Yes, indeed. All right.
We're doing the sun path first.
Sun path. All right. So, for your first roll, control engineering diff 4. I'm gonna set that up to comp 3, because as you do have a river, but it's a very wide floodplain river, and you're gonna have to account for that. So hopefully you can set the dam up to dry up some of the land. So control NG diff 4 comp 3.
And I assume the colony ship is going, like, the place where it's landing and getting disassembled is New Dawn, not Sunpath.
Mostly New Dawn, yes. Sunpath has prefabricated buildings, which
Does that make things easier at all? The prefabs?
You could just spend 2 momentum and say that these are particularly well-made prefabs, and you kind of like pre-assemble them in the cargo bay. A to like, okay, so section A, B, C are in order, so we can just grab them and go.
Sure.
All right, you have 1 advantage of the prefabs.
Excellent. Knock that comp down. And then I'm going to apply VOG towards doing the calculations on where best to put the dam.
Absolutely.
So, knock that comp down again. And then, am I able to have engineering teams assist me with this? Because I'm assuming it's not Atrum doing all of this single-handedly.
Oh no, you absolutely need teams to do this. Otherwise, you're going to be here all year.
Excellent. Cool. So, knock that diff down by 1.
I'm going to spend 2 threat to account for that. So, diff up, diff down.
Okay, so in that case, we're going to pull out my favorite little thing of right tool for the right job.
Oh boy.
Ha ha ha.
Survey tools?
Survey tools and or, construction equipment. Like a sonic screwdriver, for instance. Because I'm putting prefabs together, it's just bolts.
Yep.
It is technically called a sonic driver.
Sonic driver, right.
It makes a noise, see? Clunk.
It's totally not the same.
What's the
Totally
driver?
different things, guys. Don't worry about it. I forgot to open that in a separate tab. How dare I? Okay.
Strangely enough, the Sonic driver looks more like the laser screwdriver.
Right?
That's a bright idea.
Badoon Ching. Unfortunately, I don't have a focus in prefabs.
You
Or
actually
construction.
do.
I do?
From the Admiral, everyone has focus in frontier development.
Right. That's handy. Okay. Love that.
Everyone gets a free focus from the Admiral. And
Yay.
if you ever need to change it, you can call up the base and say, hey, I have this other thing we need to do.
So if we ever get in a combat mission, we can ask to change the focus to wipe them out, all of them, or something?
It's one of 3 focuses that the Admiral has that he can hand out.
Oh,
And then you
gotcha.
ask the adjunct to switch your mission up.
Makes sense. Okay.
So.
Yep. So, right to first job.
Right to for right up, you do have a focus.
Yep. Alright. Let's... Sort this.
I have to say, I kind of like how I just like threw a random map together and then I just drew, I literally just spent threat to complicate where they want their cities at, and we managed to place them. That's kind of funny. I like it.
Okay. So, we will take...
All right, so we're at Diff 3, Comp 3,
Yeah.
or Comp Standard.
Yep. Just figure out how I want to spend it. Let's do a momentum and remaining threat to get to 4 dice. Alright, and here we go.
So 1 momentum, 2 threat. That's where you're going with
Yes.
that?
Mhm.
All right, that is yes. Roll 20. I know that is momentum. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Oofda! All right. Go ahead and roll me a 7 challenge dice for that work. And if you get 1 breakthrough and an effect, you get 2 instead.
Oh goodness.
'Cause
I would like to spend to re-roll those 3, please.
1 momentum to reroll.
Boop.
Goodness gracious! 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 9. And 1 breakthrough, 2 breakthroughs. So you are halfway through an entire city in the span of 24 hours. Goodness gracious, man. You
I have a reputation to uphold.
you are upholding it. You not only have the city center are set up and all the building stuff. You are halfway through damming the river and getting a hydroelectric dam set up as we speak. Within 12 hours of setting foot on the planet.
Starfleet, man, we get things done.
Starfleet, man. However, as you're working your men, and some of the engineering crew is starting to bicker and grumble, and oh god, I have mud all the way up to my calf, and I'm getting stinging bikes on me, and I have a sunburn, and they're just like, they're not having a good time, and you're just hearing the scuttlebutt.
Commander Atron, the slave driver.
From the slave driver. How would Atrom handle this?
Klingon pizza party?
What,
Oh,
what if that just be Gok? That'd just be Gok.
that would just be Gawk.
Which
And the good
we tried
blood
that
wine.
once. It didn't go over well. Right. So
You will learn the human customs, I would assume.
let's. How would Atrum handle this? Atrum has no interpersonal skills. This is exciting.
Fun, ain't it?
Work harder.
Being department head is more than just doing your job well. It's getting everyone
Yeah.
else to do their job well.
What? I've
I'll give
been
you
working
something
on
to wonder.
improving that. I got his presence command is like a 12. It's not horrible.
How do you want to handle this? They're not like outright revolting, and they're not like coming at you with complaints, but there's definitely a air of ick and grr and I don't wanna.
Clearly, these men have spent too much time aboard a starship.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And you know, when we go on the holodeck, they don't have stinging insects and sunburns.
I mean, actually, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, because ordinarily on a Klingon ship, you just yell at them, and then they stop grumbling as much. But like, he is aware.
Inspire
He's aware
them.
that that's not how you handle things.
Inspire them.
Yeah.
Kill the weakest.
I already had one talk with Starfleet about a murder, and that was in self-defense. Okay.
Just shoot the straggler and say, "Everyone keep up," or this.
Not one step backwards. No. So. All right. I mean, I guess Atron will inspire them, but it's not going to be with words. He's not a words guy. But like, the whole idea is like you see the chief engineer, who is also covered in mud and being stung by insects. And I don't know, do Klingons sunburn?
Not that much, but you definitely feel the heat.
Yeah. So I mean, just Atron's just gonna be working alongside them, just sleeves rolled up, covered in like mud and grime and prefab dust and whatever else have you.
Definitely in the field. All right.
Yeah. Lead from the front sort of man.
Lead from the front. Absolutely.
I should probably make that a trait at some point.
Presence engineering difficulty 2, based on how you're doing this.
Presence engineering. That's a fun role. Engineering, unfortunately, I don't have a focus in this. Actually, no, wait, yes, frontier development, right? Kind of? Maybe?
Nope.
Nope, this is pure interpersonal skills. Right.
This is for interpersonal skills.
Right. Okay. That's
What you do is you
fine.
challenge your second. You challenge as the main gremlin to one-on-one combat. There we go.
I like it. Klingon
Single-
man.
Just throw a
No,
dictating at his feet and says, "Pick it up. We'll settle this like Klingons."
Pick it up.
It's fine. You're rolling a 14. You got this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a 14. I'm not super worried. No, see, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use single combat because I'm fighting a river when I dam it.
No, you can't fight nature one-on-one. You can't
What about
1v1
that?
Gaia.
That Klingon proverb of the fool who tried to fight a windstorm comes to mind.
Are there indigenous beaver analogs here that he could challenge to a fight?
Brilliant.
There are plenty of
Anyways.
bears.
So
Wait,
what we're gonna do?
wasn't the moral of that story tilt at the whirlwind until it submits to your will?
I'm pretty sure that is the Klingon. Yes.
Kalis didn't fight the world. Didn't even try to fight the wind.
Yes. Anyways, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to give you a threat and roll 3 dice because I want my bold engineering reroll. And onwards and downwards. My gosh, okay. We're rerolling.
Wow.
application. Okay.
That
And
was
then
unfortunate.
you know what? We're spending for teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely, that determination would apply here.
Yeah, so we're re-rolling those 2 dice. Come on.
Oh
you're
no!
kidding.
Oh my
You're
god,
kidding me.
we're sneaking back to management classes.
What management classes? That's the problem.
Doesn't
Sorrel,
stand.
Quickly, boot up remedial people skills 101.
Well, let's
Yeah,
see.
Sorrel's like good at that.
We've only got the one
You got the one momentum.
momentum.
Spend your determination.
I already spent my determination.
Shit,
And
they had the pizza
This
party.
is why the meta is if you're gonna use both, spend the determination first, reroll everything, and save your bold reroll for the straggling.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep that in
Yeah.
mind for the future after my engineering crew revolts.
Maybe you shouldn't threaten them with the mechlef. I'm just saying.
I didn't threaten them with the mechlef.
You were holding it and looking at it and rubbing your finger
wait.
along the edge.
Sorrel! Question. Could
42.
What's the Andorian engineer? Could he assist on this?
Left.
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 Yes,
Left.
left.
You
You have to-
back up his cheek.
sticks or something like that.
You have to declare an assist is beforehand, but left could attempt to roll again at a higher difficulty.
I mean,
Left will beam down with some pain
Yeah,
sticks.
you kind of have to declare assist before dice hit the table.
yeah, makes sense.
So, left, Atrom, you made it, but you have a complication on the table.
Yeah. What's the complication?
Stupid Klingon.
Some of your... Oh, yeah, I should do it that way. Some of your men are not going to be working as diligently as they should, so the resistance of the task goes up by 2. As they're just dragging their feet and like, I'm technically working, but they're not putting their full back into it.
Somebody's grabbing plasma conduits when we get back up to the Gungnir.
That could certainly be a thing.
Just going right up the.
Actually, I should roll. Who is the instigator of this BS?
Yeah. Who is the being I have to stare down?
Oh no.
Who is it?
I came up with a specialist Morak, Vulcan, specialist 3rd class.
The Vulcan
Fight.
is dragging their feet?
The Vulcan
That doesn't seem
is
logical.
illogically doing.
You know what? I'm sticking with this.
Minimum.
I am sticking with this.
You gotta say
Well,
this the Klingon way.
A
Sorrel, I
Vulcan
need you to
being
argue
very
with me. Yeah.
un-Vulcan.
Is he? Maybe he just sees a more efficient way, but doesn't feel like Atron.
He's dragging his feet, Sorrel.
Yeah.
How is that efficient?
He's playing the longer game by illustrating his unsatisfaction. He's hoping Atron will adopt a more efficient approach.
Maybe.
I'm getting a city
So-
built in the space of like 2 days. How can that not be more efficient?
Welcome to.
So yeah, specialist 3rd class S Marok. This could be something that Atrom or Sorrel can deal with later. So that is a thread for later. And this is taking a bit longer than I wanted, but it's good. We could do a 2-parter. I could 2-part this. Fox, you wanted to burn stuff.
I want to hit it with fungicide and burning.
All right.
Uh,
I don't want you
will-
to.
I will mention that I activate my rebreather.
Damn it!
Ha 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 ha. I
You
will say,
know who you have to blame for this, Author?
Me?
You have no, Sorrel. It was
Alright.
after he gassed me in the
Wait,
aborted
what the heck
timeline
did
that I
I do?
decided to build. You gassed me in the aborted timeline. That caused me to build the rebreather in the first place.
That's a long
That's-
train of my fault.
That's a long train of my
You're-
fault.
You're reaching really far
The
back there. from my fault.
rebreather's existence is your fault.
Fox,
All right,
if you start a
4.
forest fire, remember I am an entire ocean away. I will just see the smoke.
I'm
Uh,
fine.
I haven't calculated the curvature, so I don't know if you can actually see each other over the horizon. Because I don't want to calculate curvature, because I'm not dealing with flat earthers here. All
I guess if
right.
the smoke reaches us, that's a very big problem.
So
Moving
base
space.
3. Wolf 359 was a inside job, so that way Starfleet can justify militarizing their fleet for the upcoming Dominion
no.
War.
Author, put your
you
tinfoil hat
said it.
back on.
I mean, you
The
said it.
intrusive thoughts are getting out again.
All right. Control security difficulty 5, complication 2. So you have the right materials, and that's an advantage that's not accounted for. But you are also fighting the land and trudging through several square air kilometers of mushroom growth.
Yeah, fighting the land. That sounds like something a frontline fighter would have to deal with.
It would.
Yeah. So I have 2 advantages on the board?
It would frontline fighter as a trait, and you have the correct gear for the job.
And the protocols.
And the protocols, so that's 3 advantages. How do you want to spread this out?
Bring down the comp.
All right, comp stand, and diff.
then... Yep, knock down that
Diff
diff
3.
3.
Uh,
Okay.
See, I'm gonna say that there's insects next in the area that is making this more difficult, and they're catching on fire and spreading the fire unpredictably. So diff 4.
It's fine. This is technically... I'm technically using weaponry to do this, so weapon and armor technology.
Yep, flamethrowers are weapons.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and activate the Starcross for that as well. So the crit range is 10 instead of 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 3 threat. On the 4 day.
Okie
Onwards.
Oh no!
I got 4.
Oh, no.
I got 4. Guys, I got 4. I have a reroll.
Okay.
I can quash.
Because that is also. Wow!
Wow.
That
Metal
almost
gives me
got
a-
away from you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would've been bad.
Man, I was gonna have fun with that, but
He
so
burns down half the peninsula.
I will just note.
I'm already burning down half the peninsula.
I would just note these roles were preordained early on tonight.
Yep.
I had the reroll. I got enough to quash. It's fine. Nothing happened.
The ship
So-
used all of our
Until he
tubes.
starts spending all this.
Good news. All of the Peace Salvatory area has been burned down. Bad news. You are now in the middle of a forest fire, as the fire actually does spread uncontrollably, and it's just like fire on all sides now, and oh god, it's hard to breathe, and oh no, I'm in trouble.
I have a respirator.
You do have a respirator, but it's still hot. That's
I
not
had
good
to
for
reread it, so
respiration.
yeah, it's better than smoke inhalation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's going to hail the Gungnir. Emergency beam out. I'm in the middle of a forest fire.
I'll
The number
grab
you have
left.
dialed is not in service. Please call it back again.
You're not gonna get rid of me that easily, Cap.
Your call is very important to us. It will be answered in the order in which it was received.
Please hold.
I'm getting to kill what bet against me. This is great.
Yep.
Start a fire.
I did start the fire.
You did start the fire. That's the problem.
I've got
Didn't
All
have a
right.
plan?
Fox and Gungnir, you are in communication.
And it makes the fiery ring.
Fox and Gungnir, you are in communication. So,
West emergency beam out. I'm in the middle of a forest fire.
Beam you up.
I've got left. Okay.
all right. Control engineering. Fox is not on a pad. And you are getting some signal interference between the residual tetrion on radiation and the fire. It's just obscuring heat signatures.
You know what I just realized? The transport
Yes.
enhancers are on Atron. They're not on Fox. Well, this makes things exciting. What does he have?
Nope, I'm not saying anything.
I thought he had mini transporter.
I see sensors, and we have very fancy sensors.
We do, in fact, have very fancy sensors.
Triangulating on Mr. Fox's position, Captain.
Let's see. He doesn't have any talents that'll help here, but he does have focus and transporters. So left's got that. I would like to use left's determination. I know the transporters like the back of my hand.
I think that applies.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. And then... So that's 2 automatic hits. We need to get to 4. So take a threat, and I'm going to roll 3 dice.
It'll be 2 threat because you spent determination, but yes.
Right, yes. Okay. Onwards. Oh wait, and engineering crews. Drop that comp.
Engineering crews are on the surface.
He's also not the
got
chief
it.
engineer. He's also not the chief engineer. That's the chief engineer power.
That's right. I keep forgetting that. Okay. Anyways, onwards and downwards. There's the roll.
And the ship.
No comp.
Oh,
No comp.
oh come on, Gungnir.
No comp.
Come on, Gungnir.
No comp.
You've got one job, Gungnir.
No comp.
Oh no, could you imagine what would happen if you beam up Fox and the peace celebratory spores?
Oh, good. Oh, good. No comp.
Alright, so
Also,
4,
we had-
5, 6, 7.
We had enough momentum, we could have quashed it anyways, so...
Yeah. No, we're not beaming up no spore.
They're all burnt, and they're hit with fungicide. There's nothing left of them.
Alright. Fox, you materialize on the bridge of the transport room, the Gungnir, eye stinging, and you're having a nice eye stinging. You got like a little bit of a singe on your arm.
Mm-hmm. He just
Like,
mutters
just the
to
first-
himself. Note to self: include goggles in next version of Rebreather.
Full-on gas mask.
Yeah, basically. He's going to report to the captain. Captain, we should get fire suppression on the peninsula.
Okay. Well,
For 2 momentum, Fox, you can handle the fire suppression.
Okay.
We use photon torpedoes to blow the fire out.
No.
Actually, an
Technically-
airburst detonation would suck all the oxygen out of the area, and therefore,
Yeah, that's how they do it with oil fires.
Just
That
see
is how they do it.
You just see Fox stiffen and his eyes start twitching.
There's no problem that cannot be solved with the liberal application of photon torpedoes.
I mean,
True that.
We're setting up a colony world. We need to think hearts and minds and not blow up part of their new planet.
but I think it makes sense.
All right. Music, that's what I was doing.
I mean,
Photon torpedoes will blow up hearts and minds.
a limited dispersal. I mean, the risk is minimal.
We're not blowing up part of their planet.
You okay? With that 2 momentum, you're very easily able to organize teams and shuttles, and you can suppress that fire. Takes a little bit, but you got it done.
Good.
Sinclair.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took a long time getting from there to here, but we're back at you.
In the tip jar.
$1 in the jar.
ah,
All right, fine. $1 in the jar. Donate to charity, $1. It is going to a good cause, though. So,
But unlike the song, it has not been a long time.
all right. This is the first day in orbit, and yeah, you are slowly picking through. Oh, good. I thought I had this set up. All right. You've set up the scans of the people. Everyone except for the 12 people mentioned before are showing signs. The 14-year-old half Beta Z human, Elalyn and Tanis has the most advanced symptoms. And Ox was in the middle of a forest fire just now, so that's a thing.
I'm gonna send one of the, I guess the best one is nurses to deal with Fox, and probably
Fox has already summoned the EMH to help to heal him.
yeah, that'll work. Sinclair's gonna see if she can open a subspace channel to the former chief medical officer of the Ish Refuse.
All right, secure subspace channel. Control security. Base difficulty E2. Did you want to increase the difficulty to make this channel more secure?
No, I don't think I will.
Alright, so just standard security protocols. Location. Control security, difficulty 2, assisted by communication security to set up that channel.
Going to give you a threat. Let's see how this goes.
and communication security. You have a secure connection. Tell me, who is the chief medical officer of the How do you say that name?
Asclepius.
Asclepius. Ah, darn Greeks. Or if you want, I can random roll for one. Random NPC. I'm gonna have to change that last name, cause no. I random rolled someone and it came up with something French Picard. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to play with that.
I mean, there could be more Picards.
There probably is. Just way too close.
He doesn't want to use that Picard because their name is unpronounceable.
And that too. Their first name was unpronounceable. All right. So you get a commander. Venezuela. Him. Control symbiote. You get Commander Sulel.
Commander, sorry to bother you at this hour. I don't know what shift you're on. I've got an issue over here on the Gungnir.
Oh, you're on the Gungnir. That's right. You transferred it over a little while ago. What's it been? 2 months on there?
Give or take.
How's it feel to be? How's it feel to be the chief engineer, or chief medical officer? Chief medical officer. That's what you said.
It's interesting. Being out here on the frontier is, well, I guess I was on the frontier on the Asclepius, but being out here in the Shackleton is a lot different than my previous assignment.
Well, what can I do you for?
I've got some patients here which are showing signs similar to the virus that we encountered 7 months ago. I was wondering if you had any notes that you might be able to share. Or anything you can recall.
I'm gonna need a presence command difficulty 4 complication 2. Just for bringing that up.
Persuasion as a focus.
Absolutely. For some reason that applies.
3 threat. Actually, it's present. Oh, it's presence command. Let me change that from control, though it wouldn't really matter. Make that 5 threat if I will do anything necessary to save a life applies for determination spend.
I will take that determination spend. 8 threat. Oh no! And 19s too.
Let's see, that's a success. I
You got quashed.
I do not have any rerolls, but yes, I will be quashing one of the complications.
I will just note this was presaged earlier.
This was pre-staged.
I said the ship was going to fail during the medical stuff. I said nothing about the Sinclair.
Final answer.
I am quashing one complication. I can't do anything else.
Wait, are you in communication with, we need one more, we need one more momentum, never mind.
Yep.
Ah. You can do it for free.
Captain?
Yeah, give Sinclair your determination.
Or did we lose the captain again?
Yeah, did we lose him to the tornado or whatever's going on up there in North Texas?
I'm back. What was it?
Okay. We were suggesting since we have 3 complications on board, you might want to give Sinclair your determination.
What's at stake at the moment, actually?
Information.
Information regarding the virus that Sinclair's working with.
Oh, all right. I guess that's worth it. Okay, you can have my determination.
Valued, sometimes disobedience is a necessity, as I am directly disobeying orders by talking about this.
Indeed you are.
Whose orders?
Also, Ross, don't forget you could roll a challenge die to get that back.
Yep, go ahead and roll
Oh,
your challenge
right.
dice. 4, 5, 6. 2 momentum gained.
Just one challenge time?
Just one challenge dice. If you get it infected, you get it back.
Hey, I got it back.
Choo choo! That determination train is chugging. And you're not to.
I'm jealous. I've rolled veteran, I think, 12 times in a row and not gotten enough.
To be fair, the last person who could consistently get their veteran roll to succeed was Calder.
This is the only time it's worked for me, too, so.
It never comes.
Oh boy. Okay. What did you want to know? I can let you something know.
I know all official notes were... Well, there were no official notes, but I was wondering if there's anything you could remember about specifically how we cured the virus. I wasn't in that process too much. I administered it. I was your assistant, but it was you and the other medical officers' idea to come up with the cure.
Are you saying that you have found more of this virus out there?
I'm saying it's popped up. Whether or not there's multiple versions of it or some idiot broke the quarantine beacon we placed, I'm not certain.
He sighs, rubs the bridge of his nose. I'm afraid the quarantine hasn't broken. The quarantine was in place for civilians, but not for a particular group that Matterson worked for. The spooks, the shadows, as He was under orders from Section 31.
Is that in character from the doctor?
That is in character. He says, so if you're finding it out there, that means that they're dealing with things out there.
First the Toth, then the Tripolity, now Section 31. Yeah, if it's out here, I'm gonna need to synthesize a cure, or at least a vaccine to minimize the effects.
If it's getting out, that means it is specifically targeted and modified. We already had some evidence that it was artificial in the first place, but this is someone else picking up the gun and retooling it. For 2 momentum, you can have an advantage of research notes, and you can repeat that spend.
I will spend. Let's see. It was a diff. What was it? A diff. That
Diff.
was,
Diff 4
quarantine.
initially.
It was a diff 4 initially. I'll spend 2 momentum for the advantage.
Alright, you have Class 1 on field notes. Be careful what you're doing out there. If that virus is out, no one's using it for anything good.
I agree, Commander. I might want to just inform you. If Section 31 is monitoring the crew of the Ashlepius that's no longer assigned, we might be in trouble. You might need to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck.
And with that, on that heavy note, we'll end tonight's episode.
Next time on Star Trek Gungnir.
Next time on Star Trek Gungnir.
Fox breaks more Section 31 risks.
Oh yeah. Be sure to catch us next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. here on Twitch to catch our next adventure on the frontier. Thank you to our awesome players airs tonight. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that colony game worked. We just took a while to get there, but yeah, that worked out well. And everyone got to do something. Yay! And music provided by Kevin Macload. You can check out his royalty-free music at acomtech.com. As always, we are forever grateful to Motivius for giving a tall ship, and to Gene Roddenberry for giving the stars to guide us. Until we meet next time, go out and find your next adventure.